All right, welcome everybody to another Eric Flight live stream here. We are streaming a Cape Cod, Southeast New England type flight here. We're going to fly from Falmouth to Chatham, to Robinstown, to Plymouth, to New Bedford, and then finally end up at one of my favorite real world airports, Martha's Vineyard. So that is what we're planning to do. Just Microsoft Flight Simulator and also with members of SimulateAviation.com on the Discord. So we also have Rob, who is also part of both. I'm an affiliate of the SimulateAviation.com website, and so they planned this flight for us tonight, and we're gonna do it. We're just gonna go for it and be very free. I plan on staying under 3,000 feet and having no problems there. And we're in my stomping grounds because we're literally gonna go to almost all the airports I've ever flown into and out of in real life, except for Falmouth, where we're starting. I've never actually went to this airport, but we're gonna see if everyone's ready to go and go from there. All right, guys, you ready?
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 All right, Rob, you want to lead us out?
That's fine.
So we're gonna depart runway.
What's this place called? Falmouth?
Falmouth.
Fal
We're gonna depart runway 25 here.
Falmouth traffic. November 38 Romeo back taxi runway 25. Falmouth.
And Rob's gonna depart first. Is it Denny or Dennis?
You can say Dennis.
Okay, I did take a little French back in my high school unit.
Yeah,
so,
I'm kind of French.
So, all right, I'll say Dennis. Dennis, if you want to go next, that's up to you.
Okay, I'll be at the end, but I don't know all the words like you saying. Like I'm not familiar with all of that for now, but I will be one of these
Just say
days. But
yeah, just say normal English. Just say, hey, I want to take off now. Just go for it.
okay, but you go for it. I'll follow you.
Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna wait till he takes off, and then I'll head out there. You wait till I take off, and you go right out there. Okay?
No problem.
And don't feel like you have to do every little thing like call out or anything. Just have fun with it.
Don't worry, I'll learn.
Gotta wait here for Rob to take off.
Falmouth traffic. November 38 Romeo departing runway 25. Left crosswind departure to the northeast. Falmouth.
That's Rob there, about to depart. So we'll see if Tim or Marty from SimulateAviation.com show up. Tim got caught up, so we decided to just try to do the flight anyways, and we'll do it again if
You guys all got the Cessna or 172?
Yep, 172.
Okay.
We're not even gonna do a run up. We're just gonna pretend it works. There's Rob. Falmouth traffic says 9 Echo Foxtrot departing runway 25. We're doing a back taxi to 25 departure.
Falmouth traffic. November 38 Romeo clear runway 25. Left crosswind departure to the northeast. Last call, Falmouth.
Again, we're just gonna hit these airports one at a time. So our first destination is gonna be the Chatham. Again, I have a video on the ArcFlight YouTube channel, which actually has me going to Chatham from Plymouth. So you can watch that video and compare, I guess, simulator versus real life. And like every single airport we're gonna fly to, except for this one, I think I have on video the ArcFlight YouTube channel. So that's why I really wanted to do this group flight. And it's gonna be really scenic. We are not using real world weather because it's pretty bad here in the Northeast. So we did clear, and that way we can see everything that's going on. But okay, remember my right rudders are still a little broken until I get the thrust mask ones or some other type of rudder pedal. They're just really hard to get right now. So all right, Falmouth traffic says Niagara Foxtrot departing runway 25. Falmouth. And here we go. Rotate at 55. Climb at 70. Let's have some fun. If you'd like to join us, we're on Microsoft Flight Simulator, by the way. We're not using that sim or anything, so feel free to come fly with us. We're on our way to Chatham. Kilo
Norfolk traffic. Taxing,
Kilo
taking
Charlie,
off.
Quebec X-ray traffic, generic November
Good job,
Niner
good job,
542
man.
Charlie, 2 miles northeast inbound visual runway at 24.
And it's a left pattern out of here, so we're going to take the left. Clear on the left. And we're going to take left also, just to get the chapters. Probably climbed like 2,700 tonight. Not many there. But I did leave it for like 5 o'clock p.m., so we should get some evening shots here as we get to this flight. And I want to do that way, so. Okay, just going to clear on the left. I'm going to follow Rob over there.
Newport traffic, taking off. Runway 25.
So again, I'd like to say thank you to Simualtor Aviation for setting up the flight plan today. And again, if the representatives want to come out, we'll fly with again. Especially me, because I like flying this area. So, we're looking pretty good. Trip 'em up. Let's get some music on now that we got all that done. Let's have some fun. Now we are going to go to the right a little bit because there's the Coast Guard East Air Station, Coast International Guard Base to our left, and that's Class D, which is right over there. We're not really allowed in there unless you get permission because it is an Air National Guard station. So we're just going to keep everything nice and simple. We're going to 2,700, so we can avoid the Hyannis Class D. We'll be over that by feet. And we'll just keep going. Get all these destinations if you want to see what it looks like in real life. Get the Eric liked YouTube videos. I got real world flights to all of these airports except for Falmouth. That is your National Guard base right there. That's why we're heading up to sea a little bit just to make sure we're really outside that class thing. There's class E airspace up here too. Probably just to watch out for traffic. Rouse in front of us. Just gotta get over to these. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 2,700 again to avoid class D.
Yeah, I'm at 28.
Kilo Charlie, Quebec X-ray traffic, generic November 814 November Delta 4 miles northeast inbound visual runway at 24.
And we'll do a landing at each airport.
Correct.
All right. There we go. Delta as now. We're not even in it yet, which is good. Try to left off. 2,700. You're gonna put it a little higher. Again, it doesn't matter. to me.
I'm following the flight plan right now. I'm at 2,000 and I don't see you guys.
I see you. You're right and behind me, about a couple miles off. So you'll see us as you get closer.
Okay.
But you're doing fine. Just follow the coast here, and literally Chatham's going to be on the coast. So. So you're gonna go a little higher, doesn't matter as long as I'm about 2,700. will have to hit Hyannis someday in real life, and then I will have landed at every single Cape Cod airport there is, and again I have to trim down to below 3,000. It's okay. So Hyannis is over there, and Chatham will be out here, right on the Cape. Flying Cape is awesome.
Kilo Charlie, Quebec X-ray traffic, generic November 814 November Delta, 2 miles, northeast inbound visual runway 24.
Alright, I'm going to switch over to the Hyannis Tower, just get some traffic updates here. But when not contacted, you can just go online and have fun.
And on what runway heading are we landing?
It will be runway 24 at Chatham. So if you make a left pattern in the Chatham, you can get 24 on the other side. That will be a left pattern.
Yep, I just enter a left downwind.
Yes. Water stay down below 3,000. It's usually not this hard to translate. We are all on Discord. That's how we're talking. It's very free to fly. So, no problem. This is why people come here for the summer. Very scenic. I want this vineyard, as you will know if you go look at my real life video. Love biking on that island. Take the e-bike, pull the e-bike, and put it back to the land. And it's awesome. You can run the whole island. Like trip right up to the airport there. It's fun. So as we get closer, we'll take a look outside. See what Chatham looks like in the simulator. When I flew it in real life, I came from north over here, Plymouth, correct, so I came right over that. And actually, I avoided Hyannis, so I did go over the water a little bit. And then here, right in the Chatham, turn it off to 2-4, so we're going to land the same runway tonight. Hyannis, Barstow.
Okay, yeah.
How's it going? See the Lex Chatham right there? This is a wildlife refuge right there. That's the Monomoy National Wildlife Refuge.
Getting there slowly but surely.
What was that?
I'm getting there.
All right. So I'll make a full stop landing, and you'll see us. Just keep going. this place was busy too. I had more time than I had when I flew there in real life, but I'll be doing that again. So I think it's I wear the personal quotation device ready to go because go right over Cape Cod, Plymouth Harbor. You can get there, so don't take a shit. Pan altitude and channeling about 1,050. So we're gonna start our descent. Pattern altitude is about 1,050, 1,100 feet.
Okay.
Got out of class D there, so now we're free to go wherever we want to. Cruising the set time to chat, which is right here. That's there. So we got left, downwind, 2. No checkpoints, no nothing. I just got GPS on and having fun with flying. Sometimes these are the best flights. Nantucket's up there.
Catham traffic, November 38 Romeo entering a left 45 downwind for runway 24, Catham.
Front strips and flights on. I had them on. Yeah. Much better. We're at 2,000 feet. Descend down to about 100-ish. Let's see what it is. Right over there, actually. So it's a little deceptive over there. It's right over here. We're gonna go over to
Catham traffic, November 38 Romeo turning base to final runway 24, Catham.
watch out for that water tower. I don't know if it's there, so I'm kind of intrigued. And then the big shocker is when I did land here in real life, I thought I checked all the notims. Then I landed there, and yeah, the taxiway was being worked on. So there's only one entrance and one exit. So I ended up landing down 2-4, and I had to bust the UE and back taxi on it. That was interesting. There on out, I always learn to double check.
Catham traffic, November 38 Romeo on final runway 24, Catham.
This is very beautiful. This is the tip of the Cape right here, Massachusetts, which is my home state. This is where I live. Pretty good. We'll start doing They want you to avoid all these houses. People around here are cranky and they don't like the airport being a lot of them. So why would you live around the airport? I don't know. But I thought it'd be a good idea. The airport was here first, so it is what it is, I guess. But Cape Cod is prime real estate for house prices and stuff. So supposedly supposed to have a good restaurant. The problem is I go there and they're basically filled, and I waited there for an hour, and I still didn't get a seat, so I had to go back and look. Jam traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 2 miles out on the 45, left down, 24, Chatham.
Chatham traffic, November 38 Romeo clear runway 24, Chatham. I didn't see no water tower.
Neither do I. That's actually nice. I mean, it'd be nice if it was there because it's on the center. But it's cool. I don't mind. Usually there's a water tower right off the two floors. Okay, beam the numbers. We'll go to 1700 up here. Start descending. Chatham traffic, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot, left downwind. Chatham. 1700. Level up plenty. Get it to under 110. 10 feet of flaps and angle down. Okay. Base here. Base. Chatham traffic, says 9 Foxtrot, left base. Chatham. 1500. Under this, look good. 20 feet flaps. That might be a little wide because the purple vision sucks. We're okay. Extended that final a little bit more than I would do it with light. Just so I can line up better. Should be about 70, which would be far. And the lights goes to just good. Chatham traffic says 9 Foxtrot final, runway 24, Chatham. Wow. Pelican fall in the sky. Okay, full flaps. Road throttle, so we get down to 165. Oh, is it? I might have to, replace the battery in the headset, adapter. Do that. Thank you for letting me know, Sputter. Alright, we are at Chatham. Flaps up. Whatever aerodynamic braking I can do, I will use. And we're good, and we're gonna wait for Dennis to show up here. I will also try to change that battery really fast. If not, it's problem is NVIDIA broadcast. So I will fix that. Here's my rudder particle. Come on, man! My red rudder's a little frosty. Chatham traffic says 9 to Foxtrot, clear runway 24, Chatham. Alright. Problem is I use my headset to teach remotely from home with my students. So. Park right in Rob over here. And as I change that battery, excuse me if the mic goes out. See if that's the problem, and if not, I will restart the video broadcast. I use my microphone to make it pretty clear. Alright, you won't hear me for a second while I do this. Alright, hopefully that will be better. I'm going to monitor that on my phone, and we'll see if that is better. But thank you for letting me know. Okay, getting there. Yep. Testing 1 2 1 2 3. Yeah, we sound good now. Testing 1 2 1 2 3. All right, probably have some bleed through there, but it sounds like the microphone is now working. So we're on solar power. Yeah, it was just the battery went down. I bought some lithium ion 9 volts, and they've been pretty good because I have a solar generator charger again from my wonderful YouTube exploits of viewing products. So I get like free energy, and I just had to buy the batteries. So let me know if there's any problems though. And we're gonna wait for Dennis here. But Dennis isn't in the room anymore. So, hey, I said flaps up. Here we go. All right, Rob, did you hear from Dennis? Because it looks like he's not in the room anymore either.
Oh, he must have left the room.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him on the flight simulator either.
Me either.
You want to lead the way this way?
Yeah, sure, I'll take this one. So I'm going to depart runway 24 out, and then we'll go north to Robinstown.
Correct, and then right pattern to 25, maybe overfly the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Good.
All right, we're going to be on our way to Robinstown. Hopefully Dennis shows up, and if not, we'll just continue on here. So, but all right, clear there. And let's check out the scenery again. Really intrigued by this flight that was set up by SimulatorAviation.com tonight. And we'll probably do it again with Tim and Marty and all the guys at SimulatorAviation.com. But we were already here, so we figured out we'll go for it anyways. And intrigued though, because I've flown to all these airports, including Chatham, which didn't have an open taxiway. Like I literally have to go off. I had to go off this taxiway. That one actually. No, I got my thumb going the right way. When I was there in the left, because they were working on it. So they actually ripped up the whole taxiway. So that was interesting when I got there. And Robinstown is really cool because it has the Pilgrim Monument, which is this tower. So we'll see if they have that in the game pretty well. What's going on?
I kept on hitting the wrong button and I tipped over. Hold on.
Yeah, just load back up. I'll wait for you. It's all about fun tonight and scenery. Seeing what things look like. Also on the Eric White YouTube channel, I did finish finally that last video I was going to post.
Screen and I was hitting a button.
Oh. Okay, so we'll stay right here for 1 second. But anyways, I am uploading a video. It's actually processing right now because it's
I think it'll load me up right back here, right?
12 gigs. Yeah, it should. That's basically the main apron, so. And, yeah, see what happens.
I might be at the original airport.
It's okay, I'll wait. So, the next video will be going from Plymouth to, God, I always can't remember, Willimantic, Connecticut, which is actually Wyndham Airport. And seeing that I had one of my viewers say they wanted a longer video, it is about 40 minutes long, but you can just go from Plymouth to Willimantic and just cut it if you wanted that, or you can watch the whole thing like that person wanted. So I included the going to and going back in the flight, and I did edit it for time, but I did the best I could. So, and we're gonna give Rob a second to get here, but why don't we send the drone out while we're waiting, and hopefully nothing crashes. This is running patch 4, and in real life the taxiways look the same. When I flew here, this was closed to the taxiway, so I went right up this taxiway over here. And the main parking apron is here. And the cool thing is, you see that little yellow line? That's because there's a fence here. And the building doesn't look like this, obviously. It's actually a nice old hangar. But the restaurant's right over here with a playground. This would be where the playground is. And people going there just on driving in or whatever can actually walk on the apron, follow it right to a deck that goes onto the restaurant there. And from what I've been told, the restaurant's pretty good. The only thing is that when I went there, it was a long wait, which I anticipated, but I was waiting there for an hour and I still didn't get a seat there. So, yeah. And then they actually had someone in
Alright, I'm at the airport.
post-COVID. Yeah, I'm waiting right at the hold short, so don't feel bad. I got you. You're right there. Rob just logged back on. But anyways, this would be the fuel, that little building right there. Yeah, as I just walked away from it. That was great. So that little brown building would be this little fueling station right there. And there's really no fuel truck there, honestly, in real life. It's just this is the fuel. So little differences in their scenery, but it's not a terrible representation of Chatham. But anyways, let's get this thing going. Let's go back to the plane, get in the plane, and we'll call it. Chatham traffic, Cessna Foxtrot. Well, not Foxtrot. Foxtrot, departing runway 24, departure to the northwest. Chatham. Again, I'm just letting Rob know that we're not doing VATSIM or anything. That way, we kind of practice comms and everything, and it's all good. Again, my right rudder's not totally working till I can get a new set of rudders, and I'm just waiting for them to get back in stock. So, deal with it. If you see the plane jerk to the right, you know what's going on. All right, we're there. We're on the ground, and here we go. On the floor, rotate at 55, climb at 74. I'm gonna need some lighting here. I did plan for this flight to go into the evening hours. Keep it in the middle. Real life, you'd probably set that up before you go. Just saying. Again, it's all about fun tonight and scenery. Rotate. Now, they do warn you that when you depart this place in summer, there's a parking lot that has some thermals coming off of it. You're departing here, so. But what we're going to do is we're going to depart straight out, and then we'll take a right-hand turn once we're out of the pattern. So, which is about 1,050. So, at 1,050, we'll take a look to our right, and we'll head that way. To the right, direct to Robinstown. We're going to overfly the airport, and then do a right pattern for runway 25.
Chatham traffic, November 38 Romeo, departing runway 24, left crosswind, overfly the
It's all
field.
good. By the way,
To the north.
welcome you all to chat. Chat is live. I want to thank Sputter 911 for letting me know about the microphone, because I probably wouldn't have caught that right away. But everything's good. We still have another couple batteries to go in case we need them, but batteries usually last a long time in this headset adapter. So we really do use my Bose A20 headset. I love this thing. I use it to teach remotely in and everything, and it's amazing. And again, we'll look for that Pilgrim Monument. What that is there for is that the Pilgrims, when they came over from England, or yeah, England, thank you, they actually landed in Provincetown first, and then they decided to go across Plymouth Harbor to settle in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Clear on the right, and going to the right. But so that's why they have the Pilgrim Monument there to kind of symbolize where the Pilgrims first landed when they came from England. And from my studies about reading about the Pilgrims, they actually were attacked by the natives here on the Cape because they found a food source or something, like the Native Americans buried corn or something, and the Pilgrims took some for themselves, and they were tracked down and basically hunted by the Native Americans. Yeah, so OBS just like died. It didn't even like do it. It just died. So I'm streaming again, everybody. Feel free to join. And as I was saying for the past 5 minutes with no viewers, we are on our way to Provincetown as part of this, and going right up the coast here. And I talked about the Pilgrim Monument and why it's there. The Pilgrims actually landed there in Provincetown first before they went to Plymouth, and that's why they have a monument to the Pilgrims there. And pretty much what happened in Provincetown was they sent out scouts and some military people down the coast here, and they ran into a corn stash from the Native Americans, and they took some of it. And I guess the Native Americans weren't too happy, and they basically tracked them down and started to basically, get them out of the area through military means. And so the Pilgrims decided it wasn't safe here, and so they went across Plymouth Harbor to Plymouth, Massachusetts. So but that was interesting. My OBS just basically closed on me and didn't even let me know. Very interesting. First time that's ever happened. All right, we're going to trim down and try to level out here. And I appreciate it if you hung out there. I don't know what happened with OBS Streamlabs, but just kind of stopped. Got some gleaming sun here. It's nice sunset. This is not real world weather, by the way, but it is, and it's not even real world time. I have it set like an hour or two behind so we can have some sunlight still. And the weather here is terrible in real life. So, for example, Provincetown, which probably isn't the worst right now, is actually pretty good. It's overcast at 4,700. But if you head into Plymouth, where we're going to go next, it's overcast at 1,300. And then New Bedford, where we're going to go after that, it's overcast at 700. So you can kind of see why I just said clear weather, and I was done with that. So Brownstown again will be right here on the point, and get it going here. Those lights coming out and everything like that, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but my OBS Streamlabs just kind of like closed without even letting me know. But I am here. Look at that view, huh? I still see you. You're behind me. Provincetown again's right there on the point. Plymouth's that way, so that's where we're going to go after this. Hyannis. Chatham's back there. Beautiful evening flight on the Cape. And RM Valkyrie is Rob. That's who's flying with me tonight along this route. I'm going to have a good time doing it too. So, again, very sorry for the earlier technical difficulty of my stream stopping due to OBS Streamlabs just not working. Very weird. Probably want some engine noise too, which I just turned on, so I'm sorry about that too. We're all good now. It is unofficially because we might be doing it again when they're available. But yes, and if you'd like to join us, you can actually just stay on the Microsoft Flight Simulator server and join us in Provincetown if you'd like, because we're just going to do a tour of where I usually fly anyways. I really want to do this flight, so. But it's nice to see you again. It's going to be a right pattern for runway 25. So again, I'm going to overfly the airport, hang a right, teardrop it, well, probably go south of it more. I mean, sorry, west of it more, and hang that 45. So let me tell Rob. Rob, what we could do is we could go more to the west, and then just do a really quick teardrop to a 45 right downwind for 25.
Okay. So go more west, and I mean at an angle, you mean?
Yeah, go to the west of the point there. Go straight a little bit, and then take your right into the 45. Almost like a crosswind entry. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for showing up on the stream again. And make sure, did I give you an Eric Flight keychain? I don't think I did. So if you'd like to, private message me on the Virtual USA Flying Club. Give me your address if you'd like one, because I'd love to send one out to you. All right, cool. because you definitely deserve one. You've watched enough of me. And I appreciate that. Little token of appreciation. Robinstown coming up over here. You can't really see it yet, but there's a beach to the north. The airport's right along the beach. And the town itself in Robinstown's right here on the point. And the Pilgrim Monument should be here. It should be the tallest thing that you're going to see. And again, all these destinations can be found, real flight videos on the Eric Flight YouTube channel. So if you've seen it, you kind of have seen the airport. The cool thing about this airport is that is it JetBlue? No. Cape Air actually is like the people that run the airport. So when you go down here and you pay your parking fee, I think it's like $10 for the day. So no, actually, think about that. Yeah, I did pay $10 for the day, and it was well worth it. I mean, I was only there for about 4 hours or so, but it was good to take my bike down to the Provincetown and go back up, and got some exercise and everything. So it must be working, because I just got back from the doctor, and he said that I'm doing better, which is nice to hear, because I'd like to keep that medical, you know. Not that I was ever in bad shape, but you know, we are getting older. We're not getting younger. So, and I am way too high right now. I didn't even look at the altitude. I just got talking and talking and talking. So let's descend below 3,000. Oh my lord! Oh, it's so easy to do that when you're streaming. Pattern altitude's about 1,050. So we might just keep it as a descent. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I live in Dighton, Massachusetts, so I'm not close to the Cape, but when I fly out of Plymouth, it's like literally right across Plymouth Harbor. So it's a really nice place to go. And I didn't go there a lot as a kid because I grew up in Rhode Island. But now that I'm again flying out of Plymouth, it's I got one more airport to go. If I land at Barnstable Airport, Hyannis, then I would have landed at all the airports in Cape Cod in real life. So that's gonna be one of my goals. I'm gonna fly more cross country and planning for cross country to get more cross country time. Yeah. When I went to Provincetown, I think it was like a 25-minute flight across the Plymouth Harbor, but I wear the inflatable life vest just in case, because you're going right over the water. So if you have a engine problem, whatever, you don't have many options if you're doing it that way. But it is a short flight, and it doesn't require the personal flotation device, but it's a good thing to have, in my opinion. So go and see if we see any Provincetown right now. Kind of. There should be a tower, I think, right about here. So we'll see as we get closer if it loads. But yeah, they're the best flights because one, they're cheaper, and two, they're in nice places on the Cape. So I can't complain. So I still want to go to Nantucket too, but now that we're getting to winter, that's probably not gonna happen because, you know, it's not much to do on the islands when it's winter. Not much to do on the islands when it's COVID, except for Martha's Vineyard. Again, there's a bike trail, and it goes right down to Edgartown stuff. That is a cool place to be. And when the restaurant's actually in operation at the airport, it's a really good restaurant. I had breakfast there. I actually had breakfast there. Because every airport I go to seems to just close restaurants, or it is what it is. So. Alright, let's get off Hyannis. Let's go to 122.8, which is the CTAF. Provincetown in real life. That's not us, because a lot of people share the CTAF. So. Rob's out there off my left. And we're just going to bang a right turn here once we get out over the water a little bit more for a 45. Right downwind for runway 25, Provincetown. So that's what we're going to do. By now you would see the Pilgrim Monument, so I don't know about the simulator. But I'm not really seeing it. But there is a tower. It's dedicated to the Pilgrims. No, we're just using Microsoft Flight Simulator traffic tonight. So, have you tried PosCon yet? Like, how is it? I haven't joined it yet. I almost joined it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I want to stay with VATSIM only because of the tradition of it all. But I've asked people. I was like, what are the differences between POSCON and VATSIM, and is it worth changing? So, yeah, they're still trying to get pilots there to train air traffic controllers there on that channel. So, but I don't know. I'm a traditionalist. I don't even use IVAO. I used that for a very short time when it first came out, but I kind of felt like I was betraying things. I don't know. But I mean, I've been doing online air traffic control since SATCO, which is it might have been the first one. And then SATCO kind of melded into, or evolved into VATSIM. So, this Robinstown. Nice little town over here. Cape. Here's the beach. The airport's right along the beach. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could use both, but I don't know. I don't see a reason to change from VATSIM right now. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying POSCON's terrible or anything, because I have no clue. I just really have no clue about it, and if that's going to be the major holder of air traffic control. Because if you ask me, I think the deciding factor would be how active are the controllers on it, you know. IVAO seems to be more European popular, and VATSIM seems to be United States popular. And POSCON, I have no clue what's going to happen with that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not biased or anything. It's just I've been on VATSIM forever. I used to do virtual airlines in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Again, it was SATCO, and then it kind of went to VATSIM, so. And, I mean, I really wish that we had a lot more general aviation going on, and that's why I kind of took up the Virtual USA Flying Club, because that got me flying on VATSIM again. I'm not really doing the airliners or anything. I haven't done those in, God, decades. So, just kind of do what I do in real life and practice and all that stuff. But that is Provincetown right over there. And it's right pattern because they want you to stay out of this area with all, like, the residents and stuff. They want you to go right over the beach there. So, this would be a little close. Honestly, you probably want to swing it out a little bit more if we're going to do what I'm doing, but we should still be okay because we're at 2,600. So, I want to get down to 1,050. Where's Rob? There he is, back up there. So I'll probably land first, then just wait for him, and we'll go from there. But
I'll swing out north, let you go in first.
yeah, that's fine. I think I got a lead on you. I kind of went more like crosswind. I went more in, but don't worry about it. I'll wait for you down there. Yeah, I mean it's cool.
6 miles to the west.
Airliners are definitely cool, but again, when I kind of went to the private pilot training and stuff, it was nothing but general aviation for me. But virtual airlines are awesome too if you find the right one. But again, not to be biased or opinionated, I think the heydays of that, the virtual aviation airlines, stuff like that, the heyday was in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was huge then. So we're a little high, but I'm going to call it. I'm going to pull the throttle out and just kind of glide in here. Brownstown traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, right 45 for runway 25, Brownstown. We're still very high though. We'll get down there though. Yeah, it is. You know, I mean, the thing I aim for with my videos and the original thing of Eric Flight was, yeah, I wanted to kind of chronicleize my flights and have like a bit more of a reason to do them. But at the same time, it's because no one really knows how real general aviation operates unless you go through that training and stuff. So I'm hoping that some people get ideas about how it really is by me doing these streams and flights and stuff like that. So that way, if you want to be realistic with it, you can kind of have an idea. So right where we should be, we'll trim up a little bit, and we're looking good. Brownstown traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, right downwind runway 25, Brownstown. It's 25, right? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go back to 1700, start our descent, get under 110 knots, 10 degrees of flaps in, there we go. and angle down. So the airliners were cool because you could go further, faster, and that stuff, and I liked the realism of following like flight schedules. So that was kind of cool too, and you see if you end up there in time and all that stuff. But the second start an airliner cold and dark, I still have problems with that because again I'm used to having a nice checklist, whereas they more have like operations manuals and they're kind of like trains, you know. So all right, we're gonna turn a right base here.
Robinstown traffic, November 38 Romeo is entering right 45 downwind from the west, Robinstown.
But there's definitely nothing wrong with virtual airlines at all, and that's where I got my first taste of aviation and wanting to do that. So okay, pull it back to 1500. Should be about 80, which we are. Another 10 degrees of flaps. Take a quick look to my right and turning final. Robinstown traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, right base to do final, runway 25, Robinstown. And here we go, should be about 70, 75. And as we get closer, we'll put the last thing of flaps in. And peripheral vision is always the worst in the simulator. In real life, you can kind of see where you're going, so that's why we're a little wide, but we're good. That's why I tend to extend the downwinds in the simulator so you can get set up better. We're looking pretty good. Rob's on my right there. He's on the downwind. And full flaps. Should get down to about 65. A little more throttle. Even it out. That's cool. Yeah, the CTAF frequencies actually are something I think VATSIM should have done. I mean, I kind of get it, but I don't get it because then it's going to be more like real life no matter what, you know? Hey, we're fully out here and landing. Here we go. That floated for quite a while, by the way. Okay, flaps up. There we go. Again, if the right rudder has to be kicked, it's only because my rudder is wearing out slowly. So, here we go. Let's get off here so Rob can land. Where's the hold short line? Clearing line, where are you?
Traffic, November 38 Romeo is turning base, right base to 25, Robinstown.
Robinstown traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, clear of runway 25, Robinstown. And I'm just going to taxi down. It's runway 25. You can see it's getting dark here, so this is kind of cool. I want to do some night flying pretty soon in real life so I can get my 3 full stop landings in and be current. But these trees are not realistic. I don't remember seeing trees when I landed at Robinstown. This was kind of a grassy area. So that is a wow from Microsoft. But it's cool.
Robinstown traffic, November 38 Romeo's turning final, runway 25.
When you land here in real life, you actually have to go all the way up and to the left. And then you get out here and there's a path to go to the terminal over there. And you have the gate and you go pay in there. But model matching is better. I might check it out. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt to check it out. So, and not only that, but if VATSIM's not alive and kicking certain points, maybe POSCON will be, you know? So, because I mean, the name of the game is that you get air traffic control, right? There's a restricted ramp here in real life. That's where Cape Air lands. So you're not allowed over there. But this is the main parking over there. The nice thing is that all their parking spaces have tie downs there. At least that's what I saw. Right there. And here's Rob coming in for a landing. There should be a hold short line here somewhere. Okay, good. I know that. Yeah. So Rob I think has the dead leg syndrome of this body hanging out of this aircraft over here. I didn't want to tell him that, but I believe he does. Let's take a look at his landing. It's looking pretty good. No pressure. And he didn't float as much as me, so that's actually a nice landing. that's Robinstown. And now we're going to take off from my real life home base of Plymouth, Massachusetts. Kilo Papa Yankee Mike. And we'll probably land 2-4, so we're probably going to go direct 2-4 right in. So.
Robinstown traffic.
3 more airports to go. Plymouth, New Bedford, and Martha's Vineyard. Alright, I'm going to wait till you taxi down here a little bit more, and then I'll depart. And it's probably going to be a straight into Plymouth.
Okay.
2-4 over there. It's just going to look like my real world flight where I just flew from Provincetown right to Plymouth. Can't remember if I landed 2-4 there. I think I did. But I still did the left 45 to be safe, but we're on the simulator. We're going to go direct in.
This is nice. This is how this is in real life with that space like that with the trees?
The trees aren't there, but yeah, you have that space there. They actually had to redo the taxiways because the FAA said they weren't in conformance with what they wanted. So they actually redid the taxiway in real life. But those trees aren't there. The parking is off to your left, and then literally you just walk down. They have a little like ramp to the side. You walk into the terminal, pay your $10 fee, and you're able to go wherever you want. And there's a beach right off of the airport to the north. All right, let's get going
Okay,
here.
I'm down here.
Robinstown traffic, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot. Wow. Departing runway 25, departure to the west. Robinstown. Here we go. And that right rudder is sticking a little bit. Hey, tell me what rudders you use, because I'm thinking about those Thrustmaster TPFs. And you just can't find them. You cannot find any of those high quality rudders anywhere. They're just out of stock till like December. And my right rudder, it's not going to get better because I opened the whole thing up and cleaned it out. But
Robinstown traffic, November 38 Romeo landing up runway 25.
I got to figure out a solution. And I don't mind putting some change. Oh, really? Oh, sorry. Now I feel bad for asking. Don't feel bad. My brother doesn't have rudders either. This is going to be a nice flight right over Plymouth Harbor here. And we've done this in real life, so. What are you thinking of then for rudders? Because my Saitek Cessna ones, they're nice, but I opened them up and the plastic is just wearing away on the inside. There's not even really a way to fix it.
Robinstown traffic, November 38 Romeo, departing runway 25, straight out to the southwest. Robinstown.
The left rudder works, the right one gets stuck because the guide that guides the wheel that it travels on is just getting chopped up and obliterated in there. So I've had them for a while. I bought them used on eBay. And they're kind of like a collector's item because they're the Cessna ones, but I'm beyond that now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The honeycomb too, because I kind of wanted to wait for those and see what those were all about. But they said the someone recommended the Thrustmaster ones that aren't the TPR ones, which are the pendulum ones. I know they're expensive, but I thought maybe it'd be a buy it once, have it forever. So Plymouth is literally directly ahead of us, so we're just gonna go right over the harbor. And in real life, again, with night lighting at the airports, we usually control that with 122.9er, but in the simulator, it's always on all the time, so it's a little easier. And for what my instructor told me, back in the day, they used to leave them on, but then they got like all worried about like energy conservation in the 70s, and that's when they kind of started doing radio controlled lighting at airports. But it's kind of cool. You feel really powerful when you dial it in. You're like click, 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 and the lights go on at the airport. So that is a cool thing for night flying. They stay on for about 10 minutes after you do that. So most places you just dial in the CTAF and click the radio transmit button like 7 times and it's maximum brightness. I had the CH products once and it's just me. I mean, I don't mean to be a snob. They are cheap. They are built pretty well because they're metal on top. But I had the wire fray over time. so then I didn't have toe brakes. And I tried fixing that by soldering the wire together, and then I wasn't as good as I am now. So, but I want something a little more realistic than that, because I don't want the full pedal. I just want like what we have in the Cessna, kind of like you control it with the front of your foot.
What altitude would you usually get up to on a short run like this?
This one I would probably go, if to be safe, I'd probably go at least, let's see, we're going west, right? So west is even. I'd go 4,500 just to be over the water and have enough clearance in case my engine were to quit. And I also wear an inflatable vest, because I'm going right over the water for an extended time. The rule is anything, I think it's 50 nautical miles or more over water, you're required to have a flotation device on board for you. But I don't take chances.
This is more than 50 miles?
No, it's not, but I don't take chances because it is over the water, and if your engine quits halfway, if you don't have that altitude, you're going to go down in it, you know? So just overly cautious. Most people just say, whatever, after a while, and just fly it over, you know?
Right.
All right, I know that feeling.
45, you're almost heading back down on.
Exactly, but that way you have the altitude in case the engine quits. Just a safety thing. All right, well, have a great night, and hopefully the bath goes well, because now I'm wondering if I was supposed to give the little girl a bath. I think no, I did the bath last night, so it's just put to bed tonight. So, but have a good one. Thank you for coming in tonight. Plymouth's out there in the distance. You can see it already. Like my instructor was like, if I were going to go to Provincetown, I wouldn't even go right over the harbor. I'd go along the coast all the way around the Horn. But like, you know, obviously I want to save money because I'm renting it by the hours the engine's on, you know?
Right. I see. He would rather go all the way south and back west and up north.
You want some place to land in case there's a problem. And again, that's just smart decision making. Got some guy over here off my left flying very close to me. Don't know what his problem is, but that was pretty close.
Flown this across the water like this?
Oh yeah. I actually did this exact route in a 152. It's beautiful, but again, it's just when you're doing it for real and you're like on the line, you kind of say, I want to be a little high, even though it looks ridiculous.
Right.
So sorry to my
3,200.
I'm about there too. I'm gonna dip a little below 3,000. That's all. Captain Binky. That's one heck of a call sign.
Straight in 2-4.
Yeah, we'll just announce an extended final. A lot of people do instrument approaches like that, so it's not like unheard of, but just say extended final. This is the most visited general aviation port in Massachusetts. So in real life, I would definitely do the 45, but seeing that, you know, we're just on Flight Simulator, we're going to do a direct in. It gets pretty busy here sometimes, so. And it's good practice for non-towered airport on the comms. So I'm quite pleased that we were trained out of Plymouth. That might be a real world flight right there, because I left real world flights on the simulator. And yeah, we're getting to evening here, which is nice to see. Flying right over Plymouth Harbor. Robinstown again is back there. Going right across to my real life home base of Plymouth, Massachusetts. And the Pilgrims actually landed over here after Provincetown, so we're actually kind of following the route of the Pilgrims in a way, and they settled in Plymouth, where the Wampanoag Indians actually took pity on them and showed them how to survive, even though a lot of them didn't survive at first. So I think those are the windmills, which are there in real life too. And Plymouth is right here. It's right along the coast. It's actually a pretty nice area to go in the summer. I used to go to my aunt's campground. She had like a trailer with my uncle that they had for like a summer visit, and I used to go out there And actually, when I fly out of Plymouth, when I go over 3-3 on the departure, it goes right over the pond I used to swim in. So it's kind of cool. It brings back some memories. It also brings back memories of seeing planes go over the campground too. So, but now that I fly out of Plymouth, I totally understand why. But we have 2 more destinations for you. There's New Bedford Regional, which is another place where Cape Air is flying out. That's actually doing a pretty good business now. They just had a I can't remember what the name of the airline is. It might be Southeast Regional, a startup airline out of there now with Cape Air, and they fly to Nantucket and the islands and stuff. So they're doing more and more things over there, and they do have a good restaurant. I will vouch for them. The come back to me. Give me a second. The Airport Grill. Thank you very much. It's like the easiest thing to remember. The Airport Grill in New Bedford, and they have an outdoor patio and everything. Because I do not eat inside at places due to COVID right now. But I went there, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Had a lovely lunch on the patio, and it's not too crowded, so you don't have to worry much. But it's a pretty good place to go to eat for that $100 hamburger. They do have hamburgers there. However, I was good and I had a salad. But that salad was pretty good. It was a little on, I don't want to say expensive, but it was a little on the uppity side on that. But I don't really eat out a lot, especially in times of COVID. So, whoa, stuck there a little bit. All right, let me give you some real things. You see this island that looks like a dinosaur over here? This is where I first learned my turners on a point. We'd fly out of Plymouth and do turns around a point around there. We also did some S-curves around the beach over here. And when I did my check ride, we came out here. I was over the bay or the harbor going north towards Boston. And that's when I had the throttle pulled out. He's like, oh, you got an engine fire. What are you going to do? And I had to tell him I was going to land on the beach over here or over here. This one would have been better. But it was quite interesting. We did a stall, and then he made me swing around here, go to the north. I had to show him emergency procedures there. So, did a steep turn to lose some altitude, and then I headed towards the beach. And he's like, all right, that's good. So I was like, all right, cool. But one of the most nerve-wracking times of my life. Just for reference, pattern altitude's 1,150 over here.
Okay.
So we start our descent. We're gonna go straight into runway 24. You're gonna fly right over the city of Plymouth there, and that's where the Pilgrims landed. So.
Okay. Right underneath the 1 and the 0 on the charts.
That's the harbor, and then literally the yellow place is where the Pilgrims landed.
Okay.
In real life, you'd see like the Mayflower 2, which is like a mock-up of the ship and everything, and they go nuts for Thanksgiving over here. So.
Oh, that'd be nice if somebody made a mod like that.
Yeah. Well, I did make the USS Constitution way back in like FSX in 2004, but I never made the Mayflower. So. Has the oldest street in America over here too. That is Plymouth, Massachusetts right there. Very good seafood restaurant over here, the Lobster Hut. Again, kind of touristy, so the prices are up there, but I've been eating there since I was a kid, so good seafood if you're looking for a New England place. Plymouth traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 6 miles out. Extended final for runway 24, Plymouth. And again, no one's going to be here, so that's why we're doing the extended final. Just get right in there. But they got this modeled pretty good. There'd be a little monument over here to the Pilgrims. And they have Plymouth Rock there. It's actually over here, I believe. Oh, it's right there, actually. They have a rock that they said the Pilgrims first stepped foot on when they came to America, and they housed it in this little,
Plymouth
like,
traffic,
Roman dome
38
type thing
Romeo,
over there.
about
So
7 miles out.
if you ever make it out here,
Extended downward
Plymouth
for
wouldn't be a
runway
bad place to
24,
visit.
We'll follow the Cessna 172 and front, Plymouth.
It's about 40 minutes away from Boston, 30, 40. Boston's up there to the north, so. Plymouth traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, 4 miles out, extended final, runway 24. Plymouth. That's runway 24 right in front of us. My flight school is off to the right where I rent in real life. And we are going to depart to the right and then just swing it right back to 24. So. But things are good. These are all non-towered airports that we visited so far. So New Bedford's going to be the first Class D, but we're going to pretend it's non-towered because again we don't have air traffic control tonight. It's just me and Rob calling up positions here. So, all right, let's kick it back to 1700. Get under 110. Probably should have started my descent a little earlier, but that's okay. 10 degrees of flaps now. That'll slow us down a little bit. Going to 1500. Get down to 80 knots. Don't put 20 degrees in. Here we go, 20. We're on a pretty good descent angle here, so here we go. Plymouth traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, final for runway 24. Plymouth. Trimming up a little bit. Right where we should be, about 70. Put in the final 10 degrees pretty soon. And this is modeled pretty well after the real airport. So, I mean, obviously the buildings aren't going to look totally professional. Full flaps. Kick back the throttle a little bit. We want to be about 65 as we touch down. Okay. So I've done this landing several times. My flight book, my flight log, I think I've landed a plane close to 600 times by now. So it's all good. A little off the center there, but it's all right. We're still on the runway. All right, flaps up. They are going up. Again, aerodynamic braking is not like real in this because whatever you want to do, aerodynamic. My right rudder's not working again. Oh, whenever you want to do aerodynamic braking,
Romeo on short final runway.
it doesn't really do that. 2-year-old on board, everybody. 2-year-old on board. Hi, Maddie. What's up? Okay. Well, I have 2 more airports to land at, so tell mommy that after I land at 2 airports, I'll eat dinner. Can you remember all that? Okay. Okay. Probably like 30 more minutes. Okay, just tell mommy I'm gonna come down there when I'm done. All right? Thank you, dear. My 2-year-old's like a genius. I swear. And it's definitely nighttime here. We also want to check the trim. Set for takeoff, good enough. Rob is landing on 24. Probably should have called. I was crossing runway 24. Actually, I'm sorry, 3315. Plymouth traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, crossing runway 1533 on the ground. Plymouth. 246 is where Rob is landing, so. And that is like basically the main runway. Right now at Plymouth, by the way, they're doing construction on the taxiway, so if you want to use 33015, you have to back taxi like the whole length. It's kind of a pain, so most people just do a crosswind takeoff if they have to on 24 or 6. But the FAA deemed that the taxiway was too close to the runway, so they had to rip it all up and redo it. But good practice for crosswind takeoffs and landings, I'll give you that. So
Plymouth traffic, November 38 Romeo is clear, runway 24 Plymouth.
There, we should be good here. Wait for Rob a little bit. My right rudder's just got to kick in. Here we go. The wheels get caught in there. That's what's happening. So, again, it's just going to need some new rudders. Thought about maybe putting in like steel brackets so that they'll stay straight, but I cleaned it out and everything, so I don't know. This is the entrance to 2-4. I've done this so many times. The parts over here and Rob's behind me. Looking pretty good. That must be a real-world flight right there. RPA.
Now, why do you say 3-3 instead of 1-5?
Well, I said 3315 because that way, if they're landing on 33 or 15, they know that I'm crossing it. And if the taxiway signs were right, I'd probably say Echo. I think it's Echo there. But the taxiway signs aren't right, so I just said on the ground to let them know I'm on the ground and crossing that runway. You could just say 15, but if you say 1533, you cover both sides, you know?
It's not Alpha?
No, not in real life. It's like Echo.
Really?
Yeah, so the taxiway signs are messed up on all the airports, so they fix it, so.
Right, well I got this on little nav map. It must be with the sim showing that.
I guess, I don't know. Could be. I think it's Echo though. I'm trying to do that from memory though.
Skyback.
I know it's not Alpha though. Plymouth traffic says Nautical Fox Spot departing runway 24, departure to the southwest, Plymouth. Can't talk tonight. Okay, here we go. Runway 24. Sorry about the right rudder. I'm trying my best with it. There's no real good rudder pedals to be had out there right now, so just gotta put up with it.
Plymouth traffic, November 38 Romeo crossing 15,
Go.
runway 1533. Plymouth.
And New Bedford, it would be Class D, so the air traffic controller would probably say direct in. That's what they usually do unless there's heavy traffic there. Rotate. And here we go. We're on our way to New Bedford. These are all my railroad stomping grounds. So that's why this flight has been a pleasant thing to fly. We're very familiar with all these airports. And I like flying at night in this sim. It's so much better than any other sim I've actually flown in for nighttime because it looks really authentic, honestly, compared to any other sim. So, when you depart 2-4, by the way, we usually go to what they call the power lines because there's a old person's mobile park to the left and they don't like us. So just climb to 1,150, then turn left towards New Bedford.
Okay, our next airport's Newport State, right?
I thought it was New Bedford. Was it Newport?
Yeah, I thought it was Newport. K-U-U-U.
Yep. All right, we'll go to Newport. I forgot. Sorry. Newport's actually a pretty nice place in Rhode Island. So.
Nice. Plymouth traffic, November 38 Romeo departing runway 24.
Well, I will do add the flight plan on that.
South.
You know what the funny thing is? I think I had it in there before, and I just kind of like took it out thinking, oh no, we'll go to New Bedford. So we'll go to Newport, Rhode Island, then New Bedford, and then Martha's Vineyard. So. And that was really true what I said. There's a mobile park to the left on the departure leg of 2-4, so there's usually power lines that we look for. And if you can't see them, then you just fly at a pattern altitude, give a good look over here and say, okay, I'm good to go. But we're going to turn to the left on course, actually a little bit to the right because we're already deviated to the left slightly. Let's go to Newport, Rhode Island. Another place I used to gig as a musician.
Plymouth
It's a
traffic, November 38 Romeo.
summertime
clear,
resort for
runway
Rhode
24,
Island,
to the
and it's
southwest.
really nice.
Plymouth.
My wife actually went to college there. Not that I met her there in college, but we did go there a lot on dates and stuff too. So, and if you watch my real life videos, we will be crossing over Assawamsett Pond, which is my big fishing. Yeah, it is, but it doesn't look like one. It's like this circle of buildings on the left. It's funny because they always blame my instructor for doing it. They're like, "Oh, we know it's you." All right, we should be. Let me see what I get to. I haven't flown to Newport in real life, but that's also because all around airports basically charge a landing fee. So why go there if I can go other places for free right now? So, and Newport State is actually kind of north of Newport, so you'd have to get some transportation into downtown Newport if you wanted to go there. But that might be it out there, or maybe not. That might be New Bedford, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Newport's more out in front of us, so maybe that red light out there. We'll have to see. But weather here is pretty bad in real life at Newport right now. In real life, it's overcast at 1,500. That was 45 minutes ago. So that's why we have clear weather on. We're not doing real world weather or anything. Plymouth was supposed to be overcast at 1,700. We have some massive storms coming in tonight, so we needed the rain. But I'm supposed to fly real world tomorrow, and I don't think that's going to happen from what I'm seeing with the terminal area forecasts. So if you ever wonder how we get our weather updates, if you go online to aviationweather.gov, right here. Whoops. Let me get that back up there for you. Aviationweather.gov. We go to METARs. And then this is going to have everything saved because I've done it so many times. But you enter in all your IDs. You include the terminal area forecasts. And you're helping me out because I'm checking the weather for tomorrow. It's supposed to depart at 9 o'clock local time. So that would be 10, 11, 12, 1300. And this is what they're saying around Plymouth. This is Falmouth. They're saying it's supposed to be 320, 13, gusting, and 26. So, probably not going to do that. It also has showers and overcast 2200. So, it's probably not even worth flying tomorrow. My personal minimum is usually 20, maybe 22, as long as it's not going to be all over the place. But if you look at Boston, it's about the same thing. Overcast 1300, gusting 25. So, I'm probably going to call in the morning and just say I'm canceling due to weather. That's Groton, Connecticut. Here's Taunton. They don't have a terminal area forecast. Providence, 1300. Gusting to 23. Broken at 1700. Showers. So probably not going to fly tomorrow, but I always wait till the morning of to see how it's going. And that's how we find weather in the real world. So you can also use apps and stuff, but I'm just saying that's the official government source, so you should go there first. And of course, if you get a briefing online, you also get that information too. And it'll even estimate what the weather's going to be like along your route. So, good thing to do. Excuse me. All right, here, Newport is probably out there. That's what I'm thinking. Unless that's Providence. That might be Providence, actually. I think it's closer. It actually looks like Providence. Which we'll be seeing in my newest Eric Flight video. As long as it basically processes the HD version, should be available at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And I'll be posting that all around the place. This is my flight to Windham Airport, which is in Willimantic, Connecticut. And I flew right over Providence. Great views. I even got a nice little video of my old neighborhood from when I was a kid as I was overflying Providence. So it was a nice video to make. It took me about 8 hours to make it though. Had 3 different cameras to edit from, and then I had my cell phone video for free range cam going around. So, but again, we are right over, and you can't see us because it's dark, but Assawamsett Pond is right here. New Bedford, where we'll go next, is over here at our left. There's a real world American Airlines flight happening there. And in real life, where I currently am is I'm over here in real life. So if you ever wondered, a little bit past Taunton Airport over here. I just did a bike ride from my house to Taunton Airport, 25 miles round trip. And it was good exercise yesterday. The doctor really liked that today at my physical, so go me. Let's turn on course again. But Newport.
You're doing straight into 2-2?
Straight into, I think it's 2-3. Oh wait, no, 2-2. Well, Newport I haven't landed at, so it's whatever you want. Is it 2-2?
Correct. 16, 34, 22, and 4.
All right, let's do a left base to runway 22.
Okay.
This is non-towered too, but again, in real life, you could do what you want, but the safest way is to do a left 45, so it take more time to go around. But well, we'll take a left base entry into runway 22. See, it's funny because in real life, if you want to be totally safe, the FAA kind of says the way to do it's always a left 45. But to save a little time, you can enter wherever you want. You can go base, you can do extended final. You just have to call it and look out for traffic.
Is this a controlled or an uncontrolled airport?
This is non-towered, so New Bedford's towered though. So.
Okay, so you can do whatever you want, really.
Oh yeah. Like there have been people that go in the crosswind, don't listen to you on the radio, and don't really look out for you. So that's why at non-towered airports, it's important that you call out and you still look everywhere. You don't trust anything. When I was doing my flight instruction, my instructor and I, we were in the pattern and we are turning downwind. We just departed. We were staying in the pattern. We did crosswind. We were going to downwind, and this guy literally did not listen to us on the radio. And then all of a sudden, you heard him say, crosswind to downwind, and we were like right there. So I'm looking out for him. He was literally like 9 feet away from us. My instructor had to dive bomb the plane to get out of the way, and it was a good time. I was weightless for about a good couple seconds.
Wow.
So yeah, that taught me that day. You gotta look. You can't trust anything. Needless to say, we had that guy in his office after.
What's that flag by the Newport State?
That would be a visual checkpoint. So let's say that you're reporting into Providence, approach to land in Providence, or you're asking for flight following. You could tell them that you're over at Timberton Tower, or you could tell them that I'm like 3 miles north of Timberton Tower, and they would be able to pinpoint you better. Those are all visual checkpoints, so they could see you better and know where you are.
Right. Oh, I see. That is Timberton Tower. Okay. No,
Well, see if-
Timberton Tower is up. I see that one. I see one right next to Newport State.
Yep, that'd just be Newport State being a visual. So you could say I'm flying over Newport State. And again, that's because you got TF Green Providence Airport there. And that way they kind of know where you are around the Class C.
Yeah, then I see to the west Newport Bridge.
Yep, huge bridge. You can't miss that either.
17 miles out.
Yeah, I'm about 15. So you're right behind me. Or it might be in the side. Where'd he go? Oh, he's back there. There's Rob over there. So. This bridge right here, Fall River, this is the Braga Bridge. Again, my flight videos, my real life ones, when I took my friends up and we went all the way around, took pictures of that. There'd be Battleship Cove, which is a museum with battleships and stuff. World War II battleships. They have a couple aircraft too. And Fall River, Massachusetts is here. Then it goes into Timberton, Rhode Island. And Newport is right out here, so you can kind of barely see the lights there. But I actually met, there's a gentleman that did an FAA workshop with his experience about his airplane crash, and he actually flies out of Newport. He says it's really nice. So he's a good guy. And I learned a lot from him because I'm trying to get the wings program done for the FAA. So I attended my 3 seminars, and I'm trying to get my instructor to sign off on my check ride from last year. It's almost a year. So I want to get it within the year so I can get my basic wings recognition. And what that does is typically it's supposed to lower insurance a little bit because you went through more training than just a basic biannual review. It takes the place of a biannual review because there's a flight component to it. But again, I'm going to use my check ride hopefully to fulfill that part of it. And then you also attend some workshops. It's almost like doing ground school and flight check, but there's a little bit more involved. It's not just like an hour and done. You actually, I think I did like 3 hours of workshops, and then the flight is basically like the biannual review, but they have to check off like the ACS standards. So pattern altitude at Newport is 1,200. And Newport is actually where I got married. So again, my wife went to Salve Regina University, and they own, well, the music department at that time was in a building that was a mansion. So we actually got married there, and it was pretty nice, called Ochre Court, and they have a bunch of Victorian mansions here, because this is where the elite and rich people from the early 1900s went and built places. Billy Joel also lives down here. He has a house at least down here. I don't know if he lives here per se, but it's a really nice place to visit, especially in the summer. So my wife and I like it a lot, and we bring the kids. They have Breton Point, which is a state park. You can fly kites there and stuff, have a picnic. So it's a good place. All right, we're gonna start our descent down to 1,000. Excuse me, 1,150, or no, 1,200. And Timberton Tower should be right in front of us. So let's see if there's a tower here. I don't see it, because that is not modeled in the sim. Could be right over here somewhere. So things like that kind of miss that in the sim. If they take a look at the sectionals and start getting even generic looking stuff, but if it's a visual checkpoint, kind of, you know, put it in there, that'd be kind of cool. If it was at nighttime, you might see the satellite imagery, true, but we didn't see if they put some of that in there. And there's runway 22, so pretty soon we're going to take a turn to the right and be on a left base for runway 22. Newport traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 7 miles to the northeast. We're going to set up a left base for runway 22, Newport. And routes over there. I cannot wait to fly some nights. It's getting darker earlier here, and I hate that in one way, but in another way, it will get me some night currency again. I think I only have like 11 or 14 landings at night, so that's something I definitely want to do more of this winter. And the last time I was current, I think I did it in January. I did 3 full stop landings. It was freezing cold. It was like 12 to 14 degrees. And the winds were gusting up to 21 knots. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have flown that night, but I wanted to get the night landings in. And I did fine, but I had to crab the plane. So what I wanted, it was landing on 2-4. So here's 2-4. And I had to crab the plane like that to make it go straight against the wind. So it was a learning experience too. Then the door opened in the 152. So that was fun. And freezing. But alright, I don't see anyone on traffic here. This isn't the safest way to enter, but it is allowed. And we're almost at pattern altitude here. So I'm going to start our turn here to the right. Okay. We'll call left base in a second. The mansions and stuff, though, they're down on the edge over here. And then downtown is down here. So, pretty good place to go in your 20s, let's put it that way. It's very much a college-type atmosphere there with the bars and everything, so. Newport traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, left base, runway 22, Newport. Okay, let's slow this thing down. 1700, way down. 110 knots, 10 degrees of flaps, angle down. We're going to go right to 15 as well, and we'll level this out.
Newport traffic, November 38 Romeo is 3
But
miles
20
to the
degrees in.
northeast
That way we're good to go.
on an extended
Turn
left base.
final.
Will follow the Cessna 172 Newport.
Newport traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, final, runway 22, Newport. Okay, I want to slow this down a little bit. Going a little fast. Kicking those flaps. Full flaps, we should slow down now. We're doing well. And we want to get down to 65. So we're just going to glide right in for now and maybe kick in a little throttle. I'm just going to nose up here on the trim. There we go. Again, I've never landed here in real life, but probably would be a place I eventually want to land. There is a $5 landing fee, I
Newport
believe.
traffic, November 38 Romeo is on a 2-mile final for runway 22 Newport.
And I also want to fly to North Central, which is where I used to live. That was the closest airport to where I used to live as a child. So again, that's another $5 landing fee, because Rhode Island, it seems like they charge for everything. There we go. Nice. Okay, flaps up. We'll taxi off to the right when we can. Wow, they didn't have a taxiway except at the edge. I didn't see any yellow lines, did you? Oh, this is sketchy. Just hard to see. Here we go. The lighting in real life, I think, is better than what they have here. But there's a lighting mod that I'm going to try sometime on this. It's usually a little brighter, so you can see more in front of you. But we'll head back to runway 22. Sorry about the right rudder. I'm going to kick that to make it work. So, there we go. Very good. Rob's landing, as you can see. It looks like it hooks over here. And it curves over, crosses a runway. Newport traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, crossing runway 1634, Newport. Again, in real life we check both sides. We're good.
Newport traffic, November 38 Romeo, clear runway 22 Newport.
And this should go right back to 22, so let's just follow that line. Okay, New Bedford, and then Martha's Vineyard, and then flight is complete. Oh, that's quite a bump. Just gotta check my trims for a second. Looking good. Okay, give Rob a little time to get over here. Right rudder sticking again. There we go. Kind of aggravating, but I'll have to put up with it until I get some new rudder pedals. Might try that mod of putting some steel rails in there and see if I can get it to line up, but we'll see. Everything's plastic in there except the spring. So, and the bearings that the plastic
Newport
wheels go on.
traffic, November 38 Romeo,
So.
crossing runway 1634 Newport.
I mean, it looks pretty bright here, but when you go in the cockpit, it doesn't look that bright. So. So, while we're here, it's still processing the HD version of my newest railroad flight upload. So, again, I set it for 10 p.m., but if it's not processed, it's a 45-minute 1080p video. So, it's weird, isn't it? It kind of loops and swerves. I've never landed here in my life, so, but that was interesting. Newport traffic says Cessna Foxtrot, departing runway 22, departure to the northeast. Newport. Keep saying Foxpart. Why? I don't know. It's just weird. Okay, here we go. Runway 22. And here we go. 55, rotate, 74, climb. This has it at 7 o'clock on the simulator, Eastern Time. 2300 Zulu. Rotate. And here we go. So we'll take a turn to the left and we'll go direct to New Bedford once we get to a good altitude here.
Newport traffic, November 38 Romeo, departing runway 22, left crosswind departure to the northeast.
Okay. No, the spammer! No! Blocking you. I don't pay for followers, I earn them. And I appreciate everyone that watches this stream, by the way. So. Newport is pretty nice. I believe they kind of have the mansions in here. They just don't look like mansions. They're the generic buildings. So. Pretty nice overall. Get to pattern altitude, then we'll take a turn to the left and on course to direct to New Bedford. But New Bedford's always my standby airport for lunch and dinner if I'm going to go anywhere. It's close to Plymouth, and it has the airport grill there, so it's pretty good. God knows that restaurants can use all the business they can get now, so. When I was there, there was a couple of people there, so I was kind of glad that I saw that. And the airport grill actually got bought out and got taken over by new owners, and they're still pretty good. The old owners, they weren't looking over it as much, and it was okay, but then the quality started sliding, and that's why people stopped going. So. Now, New Bedford would be Class D in real life. We'd have to talk to Tower, and they'd make us go in the easiest way possible. Which for 2-3, well, I'm going to go left 45 to runway 23. So I'm thinking a left 45 entry for 2-3 at New Bedford.
Left 45, 23.
Okay, runaway New Bedford. Which I believe is right out there. Might be. Newport, if you ever get a chance to come here in real life, it's good in the summer. They have like mansions that you can tour and stuff.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty cool place. But pretty populated.
Yeah, it's almost like a college town because they have Salve Regina University there. So if you go downtown, they have like the bars and stuff, and then they have the mansions from like the Victorian age, from people like moved there as summer residences, and you can go and like tour them. So it's pretty cool. I actually got married there. My wife went to Salve, and we rented out the music mansion for our wedding. It was pretty sweet.
Did you mail out those keychains?
I did. Did I mail one to you? Remind me.
My address.
Yeah, I get. So it should be coming. I did mail them out. If it doesn't arrive, let me know, so I'll send another one out.
I will.
So it was you and Mike, so. Yeah, I definitely sent it there.
What's Wingover Farm? Is that a little airport or something?
Where's that?
It's kind of right along the path, right where on the charts where Timberton Tower is. There where the lettering for Timberton Tower, right underneath the T of Tiverton, it says Wingover Farm.
No, I don't see that, but it's probably a private airfield, because I know there's a couple in the area.
One called Friends and one called Wingover Farm, right along this path.
Interesting. Well, if you look at Richmond, which is southwest of Providence, that's a hard one to get into, and that's like a very rural field. But there's some like non-listed airfields that are just kind of there, you know, and you get permission to fly in.
Right.
But if you look to the left, you can see Providence too. It's that built-up metropolitan area right there. And New Bedford's pretty big. New Bedford's popular for the whaling industry in the 1800s with Moby Dick and stuff. That's where the story was actually based out of.
Yeah, I was reading about something about that. About the whaling, you said?
Yeah, they have like a whaling museum because in the 1800s it was like a major like whaling place.
Yeah, I think I was reading something about that.
There's Rob, right over there. What's going on with that plane? I don't know, but all right, you're taking the lead on this one.
5x5.
Boy, he's really booking it there, no? Going pretty fast. What's your indicated airspeed there?
On my gauge, it says 110.
Wow, 'cause you look like you're like going out of bed out of hell. I'm at 120.
Really? Yeah, the little dial, whatever, it says 115 now.
That's interesting. That is New Bedford out there in the distance, so we're gonna go over to the east of it so we can get left 45 going right into the airport. And New Bedford's where I trained for Class D and towered operations for comms when I did my private pilot training, so it's first airport I got signed off
Hey,
on
there's
to go
Pizza
to.
Bob up there.
Where's Pizza Bob?
I don't know. Did you see the other players? Right up to my left. Pizza Bob.
Sometimes I like to say the names 'cause it's just kind of cool. Oh yeah, Pizza Bob, 89.
Yep.
It's funny because sometimes I'll see a call sign at one of the rentals from my flight school on here, and I'm like, oh, that's like a student.
Nice.
And it also happens on VATSIM too. Like the other night there was November 144 Bravo Foxtrot, and I was supposed to fly that last week till the weather was terrible. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yep. I'll swing around to the east, enter a downwind 45.
You look like you're already there to me. I don't know if this is like the server or something, but you look like you're there.
No, I'm 7 miles out yet.
Interesting.
It's I think Pizza Bob is right there at the air, kind of close to that airport. Looks like that way.
Yeah.
I got the airfield in sight, the runway.
All right, we are to the southeast of it. Again, we're gonna navigate around to a 45 left downwind for runway 23, which I've landed at several times in my training. So you'll see that in a couple of the air flight videos as well on YouTube if you want to look at those, get an idea of what it looks like. I land there a lot for practicing air traffic control comms, and the air traffic controls there are pretty nice. So I never did get to go into the tower to check it out like my instructor said that he would. But someday, if you have to set it up in advance and make sure they're not too busy, and they'll let you see the tower. So we shall see. Someday I just might tell them, hey, you know, my instructor said he would always take me up there, but he's not. So are you busy right now? Is there a way I can maybe get in there and take a look at it? But that's also where I learned the light signals. My instructor made them flash the light signals so I could see what it looked like with the 2 green or the red green, alternating this and that. So that was kind of cool too. But very good. And then final stop will be Martha's Vineyard, which will be southeast from here. Should be a quick, easy flight.
Traffic, November 38 Romeo is 4 miles out to the south. Going to enter a left downwind, left 45 downwind for runway 23, Bedford.
And we're treating it like it's non-towered only because we're on Microsoft Flight Simulator. And Rob and I are practicing our comms as we go on this flight, so. I remember when I went to Block Island, I overflew New Bedford at like 6,500 feet, and that was awesome too. Got to see the whole airport from a different perspective. All right, we're pretty much parallel, so let's get out here a little bit, and we'll go right for the middle of the airfield on a 45. Okay, start turning in there. I'll also start a descent. Probably should have did that before, but 1,100 is pattern altitude. And this is the city of New Bedford. It's actually a pretty nice flight over that city, but it is a little rougher than what it used to be in the 1800s. It's not a bad place, but again, it's a city, and it was a big manufacturing place. And when those jobs dried up in the mid-1900s to 1970s, that's when
New Bedford traffic, November 38 Romeo is on a
housing
left
prices
downwind
dropped and stuff.
for
And,
runway
you know, it's not a
23,
terrible
New
thing. It's
Bedford.
just what happens. So, Bedford traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, 3 miles out, 45, runway 23, New Bedford. This is nice highway. What is that? I forget what highway that is. No, don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. I wanted to say 44, but it's not. I think it's Route 18 or 118 or something like that. But get to see the traffic and everything as you fly in here, which is pretty cool. Pizza Bob is down there on the runway. Probably started the simulator there. There's the tower right there. The restaurant is right to the left of that tower. It's in the same building, the whole terminal building there. But this was started, I think, in the 40s, this airport. And it was to give business to New Bedford. So we are at pattern altitude, actually a little below, but we're not terribly wrong. So Bedford traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, left midfield, downwind, runway 23, New Bedford. Okay, and I'm going to Rob passes my wingtips here, but I will start my descent, 1700. Under 110, 10 degrees flaps. He's passing my wingtip now, so now I'm free to turn base when I want to. And this is going a little faster than what it does in real life. We should be about 80 right now. We're there now. Just trimmed up slightly to get it there and gonna turn base. Okay, right about there. Take a look at where we are. Very good. Down to 1500. 10 more degrees of flaps. About 70. Turn final right about now.
Clear, runway 23.
Bedford traffic says 9 Foxtrot, left base to final runway 23 New Bedford. This is a wide runway, huh?
Yeah, I think I screwed up. I made a left though on the other runway, I think.
You'd be fine still, because again, they would tell you where to go. We just didn't have them to help us. Pizza Bob's not helping us.
Yeah, there was somewhere to pull off to the left and the right. I guess I should have went to the right.
Yeah. You're alright. Okay, full throttle out, because we're a little fast, and the final 10 degrees of flaps, full flaps. That should slow us down enough. Alright, one more airport to go. And then we're good to go. But this is where I also learned on the wider runways that your peripheral vision, you think that you're higher than what you really are, so you kind of have to wait a little bit longer. Kicking a little throttle there, we're just setting a little too fast. Good landing. All right. Flaps up. It does get tricky here because you're kind of looking for the taxiway, which, where's the yellow line? There's supposed to be a yellow line that helps you. But there's two main taxiways here. There's Alpha and Bravo. There we go. Rail left, I'd be able to see that a little quicker. Right. Alright. Bedford, New Bedford traffic says 9 Foxtrot clear of runway 23, New Bedford. Okay, we're gonna go up here to
Start
Alpha.
taxiing back to runway 23.
It looks like you're kind of down where the general aviation parking is. Just take a left out of there, and then take a right onto Alpha.
Yep.
Okay, flaps are up,
Follow
right?
you.
All right, Martha's Vineyard is pretty cool because it's very rural except for the edges, so. Probably should have called that, but that's okay.
Newport traffic, November 38 Romeo, crossing runway 1432. Newport. Or New Bedford.
You're good because I didn't even call the runway I just crossed. So we're all good.
I know.
All right. Final airport of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We will be going to one of my favorites. I've landed there twice, Martha's Vineyard. And I didn't ever go there until I started flying. So it was always a summer resort destination. They actually filmed Jaws there. So if you're a fan of the movie Jaws, that's where they filmed it in New Bedford. And they also used, you know, some movie scenes, I believe, in Hollywood, but they filmed a lot of it there. And again, you can watch that video of me going there. I actually went to what they call Jaws Bridge, which is the bridge where one of the shark attacks happened in the movie. It's really cool. And even though you're not supposed to jump off the bridge, people do it as like a cool thing. So New Bedford traffic, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot, departing runway 23, departure to the southeast, New Bedford. So Martha's Vineyard is popular too because they actually filmed part of Jaws there.
Okay. I thought it was just popular because Martha Stewart went there all the time.
Well, that too, and also Barack Obama, he bought a house there. So
Wait, I think I just heard that. I was just watching something on our local news. They were talking about Martha's Vineyard for some reason.
very rich people live there. When I was there, I had like Porsches go by me, and as I was on my bike and stuff, it was pretty intimidating, I guess you could call it.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah, whenever I go to places like that, I feel totally out of place.
But there's a lot of tourists there too. Like they have this place called Jaws Bridge, which I actually biked to, and that's like where one of the scenes took place, where they had the shark eat someone, and people aren't supposed to jump off the bridge, but they do anyways. Rotate. All right. Martha's Vineyard. We will take a turn to the left and go direct once we are at 1,000. In real life, you're supposed to climb to at least 1,000 before you do any turns here, by the way.
Okay.
I can't remember that because they had a sign at the airport.
New Bedford traffic, November 38 Romeo departing runway 23, climbing to 1,000, and then a left crosswind to the southeast, New Bedford.
Check my DG and stuff. Okay, we haven't had to touch much of anything because we're using clear weather in the simulator because the weather here is terrible tonight. In real life, the weather in New Bedford right now would be overcast at 2,500, so it actually went up from 700. And at Martha's Vineyard, it'd be overcast at 1,600. So you kind of see why we just kind of went clear weather, both Rob and I. Musty kitty. Okay. And this will be our final destination for tonight. We're at 1,100-ish. Pretty good. We're going to take a turn to the left, which Rob called the crosswind, which is correct. I'm just going to turn right onto the route here. And in real life, air traffic control would have you all spotted, so they kind of tell you where to go if you needed to. But if not, you can just depart to the left and do that. Depends on how much traffic's going to New Bedford. The last time I went to New Bedford, it was cool because they told me I was clear and I was number 2 behind like a World War II warbird. So that was cool when I did that. Always love seeing those old World War II planes. So, not that I've ever rode in one, but because usually they're pretty expensive if they have the like the World War II bomber tour and stuff. It's like a couple $100 to sit in one of those for like an hour flight or something like that, or half hour. So I might do it in the future, but gotta save some money up.
Martha's Vineyard is what to 2-4?
That would be a right pattern 2-4, so we could do a right 45 downwind 2-4. There we go. Set to go to Martha's Vineyard. Let's take a look outside. So again, we just left New Bedford, which is over there. This is where we departed. I'm going to go right over Buzzards Bay to Martha's Vineyard, which is going to be out here. So hard to see right now, but it will be there. Actually, it's out there. You can see the beacon. This is a cool flight in real life, though, to go over the bay and stuff. It'll be a right entry for runway 24. So this has been a nice flight. A little long, but a nice flight overall. And we might do it again with SimulatedAviation.com. So just the last minute thing. Tim couldn't make it, so we decided to do it anyways, me and Rob. And I think next time I'll do it, I'll probably do it all daytime. So see more of the sights, but I wanted something that was going to go into the evening. So And if that restaurant opened, I think they're open for takeout, but the restaurant at Martha's Vineyard, top notch for breakfast when I did go. So, and it was relaxed. They have open windows to see the airfield, and you kind of feel like a rock star going in there because all these people like are watching you get out of your plane and parking it and stuff. And they actually have like a real general aviation office that you go check in your tail number and stuff. And the cool news is they do not charge anything if you're just there for kind of the day. If you're overnight, there's a parking fee, but even if you're overnight, it's well worth it. It's an awesome place to go. It's one of my favorite destinations so far that I've flown to. And again, from Plymouth, it's about a 20-25 minute flight. It's really short, saves a lot of money on the rental, and you get to go someplace awesome. So good overall. Very good. All right. Kind of missed dinner for this, but I'll get it after. I kind of feel bad about that. So this will sadly probably be the last stream tonight, but we do have a new real flight video going up there. Still processing the HD version. It has the SD, but I like to have the HD version up there before I let it go. But it's scheduled for 10 p.m. And again, our last destination is going to be Martha's Vineyard. So enjoy. All right, let's go over Buzzard's Bay right now. That's why you don't see a lot there. This is all water that we're going to go over. Rob is back there following me. I think the video was a 14 gigabyte file. Oh, excuse me, so that's why it's taking a while for YouTube to process it as HD 1080p. So if it's 4K, it would take even longer. So I shoot all my video in 1080 because if I do 4K in the plane, it has a tendency to overheat the cameras. So the GoPro's overheated enough already, so that's why I use 3 cameras. So I at least have some cameras working if one overheats. But once you're in the air, it's pretty much fine because again, it's colder up in the higher altitudes, and you can have the vent kind of get some air circulation in the cabin. So but I'll probably be arranging a fly-in for Thanksgiving around that time for the Virtual USA Flying Club. So that'll be pretty cool. And we'll have a fly in the Plymouth.
Yeah, this looks like it would be a nice little flight.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the favorite places I've ever flown to, and it's quick and easy. It's cheap. I think I end up paying like $120 by the end of it all, and there's lots to do on the island. Even with COVID, like you can just walk around, do things. So.
You mean $120 with renting the plane and everything too?
Yeah, 'cause you only get charged for the actual time the engine's on and the hobs.
Oh, okay.
So like, it's like a 25-minute flight over from Plymouth direct, and then coming back it might take you 30, 35, depending on the winds. You know what I mean? So it's a little over an hour total, especially with the run-up and everything. And but it's one of the cheaper flights at a nice place.
And how long did you spend there?
I think about 4 hours, 3 hours.
And they don't charge you for those 4 hours?
No, it's whenever you rent the plane, it's only when the engine's on.
Wow.
If you take it overnight, they have a 3-hour minimum. But the flight school is pretty good about that. I highly recommend renting from my flight school because they're pretty nice about things.
Yeah, that's crazy. They don't charge you when the plane's not running. Figure they'd be losing time.
If you schedule a big block, you know, that's just what they... I mean, usually the students, they're all booked around, but if you book early enough, you can get a good block. It kind of works its way out too, because their maintenance costs are reduced, so they make the same amount no matter what. It's just, again, they kind of have a lot of lessons with it, so they kind of make it up in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not your typical like renter. Like I'm still renting from them because obviously I train there and everything. But a lot of people will take it like once in a great while, whereas I book like a 2-hour flight if I'm just gonna do like the pattern or some work, or I'll do like a 5-hour block and go somewhere.
I'm about 10 miles out from Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, and I'm about 8, so we're getting there. It took 2 hours. I was kind of shocked. Like we're over like the 2-hour mark right now.
Really, it didn't seem like it.
Nah. But see, when Barack Obama was president, he used to go here for vacations, and they'd always have a TFR around it. So that's what made it difficult for people to fly in. But I guess they're having the same problem in Florida with Trump now, too.
So you can't fly in there unless what, you got special permission?
Yeah, when the president's around a certain area, or they're going to be there, they usually put a TFR up, and you'd have to get permission, which you're probably not going to get, unless it's like a, you know, really good reason why you need to be there. All right, so 2-4, right pattern, right downwind. We'll call it soon. We're about to get this to be Class D as well. So we'd have a tower that we'd already called to, but we're gonna treat it like it's non-towered because again, we're just on Microsoft Flight Simulator multiplayer. So. Okay, we're gonna go out to the right a little bit. Start a descent. Pattern altitude is about 1,100.
Okay.
And the tower here is pretty low stress too, you know? They're very patient with you. And no parking fee. If you stay there for the day, but don't stay overnight, there's no parking fee. They just let you park and do what you want for the day.
Got the airport in sight.
Okay, that is runway 15 in front of us. So we want to kind of go over to the right a little bit and then go in more. Looks like the CNS 1212 is landing there too. Right. Martha's Vineyard traffic, Cessna Foxtrot 3 miles out, 45 right downwind for runway 24, Martha's Vineyard. Okay, I'm trying to see that other runway. Try to see the lighting for it. So that's 1533. Should be over here where we're gonna land. But I thought we'd see the lighting by now. So we're almost at pattern altitude. Interesting. Does 2-4 not have lighting? That doesn't make sense to me at all. (2-4). No, high intensity runway lighting. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I can see it now. Okay, we're turning right downwind. Martha's Vineyard traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, right downwind, runway 24, Martha's Vineyard. Okay. Climb a little bit. Here we go. And we're beam the numbers almost, so we're gonna go 1700. I'm also gonna swing out more because I'm a little bit crooked here. Okay, under 110 knots, and we will multiply flaps. That CNS 12 tall is actually landing in the same runway, so.
Martha's Vineyard. November 38 Romeo entering a right 45
10
downwind
degrees.
to runway 24, Martha's Vineyard.
And there's the runway. Okay, let's swing it out a little bit. Trim up a little bit, a little fast. Okay, there we go. That's what I want to be. All right, turning right, base. A little low, so kicking the throttle a little bit more. Go. 20 degrees. Good. Gotta turn final. Martha's Vineyard traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, right base to final, runway 24, Martha's Vineyard. There we go. I actually landed on this runway the last time.
Martha's Vineyard traffic, November
I
38
did this.
Romeo. Right downwind, runway 24 has approaching traffic in sight at my 2 o'clock, Martha's Vineyard.
I don't know what's going on there, but I got a visual too. Okay, we're way too fast. 30 degrees of flaps, because I was paying more attention to that traffic.
What do you mean you don't know what's going on?
That musty kitty, like where are they? Oh, that's the distance, because they're not in the final here. Okay, we're good. All right. I thought I had traffic like right off the wing here. All right, here we go. Runway 24.
Was it me?
It was you. I thought it was Musty Kitty too, but they're far in the distance. I couldn't really see that. All right, throttle's out. Landing 24. We're a little fast, but
Martha's Vineyard traffic.
bleed off as we go.
Turn right base, runway 24, Martha's Vineyard.
Okay, flaps up. Welcome to Martha's Vineyard, everybody.
Martha's Vineyard traffic, November 38 Romeo is on short final.
Let's
Runway
get off
24,
this runway.
Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard.
Okay, let's go. There we go. It's hard to see those taxi lines. Not like real life at all. Martha's Vineyard traffic, Cessna Foxtrot clear of runway 24, Martha's Vineyard. Okay, flaps up, strobes off. And set takeoff, trim, right about there. Okay, let's go park this thing. Typically, we'd want to go that way, but we'll just pull right over to the terminal. This would be more for the airlines over here. And I gotta kick that right rudder. You know what? Actually, we'll go down. We'll go to the taxiway. Come on, right rudder. There we go. And what they have is they have a restaurant ramp over here. So you can park there, actually. So let's do that. And then they have, oh, sweet, there's grass. And when was I going to be told about that? Just couldn't see it because these taxi lights are there. We're okay. Oh, my Lord. Everything's so messed up on that. Well, we're supposed to be able to turn off. All right, there we go. And it's still going to go over the grass if you notice. Am I magicking things? No, I'm not. Okay, that's cool. Alrighty then. So now you can see why I was confused. Park over here. Usually they have a marshal over here to get you in here. But we'll just pull ahead and park here. We'll wait for Rob.
Martha's Vineyard traffic, November 38 Romeo is clear, runway 24. Taxi in the general aviation parking, Martha's Vineyard.
Hey, how you doing? Dear Gits, that's how much I pronounce it, but I appreciate the aircraft emoji. That's pretty cool. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? 'Cause that thing looks like it's rocking up and down. But it's great to have you on the stream. We just finished up here at Martha's Vineyard. Place I've been to in real life and love to fly into. And we are flying with Rob, who's right there. We're basically on the restaurant ramp, kind of, and then the tie-down ramp's over there. So it's all good. He's got, see, this is weird. See, you taxied over grass too, right? It's not just me, right?
No, yeah, I didn't. There was no. It showed taxi lines, but just grass.
Oh. That's not like that in real life, but right now you're parking where the restaurant ramp would be. They have like a bunch of different parts of the ramp, so.
Hopefully somebody does this.
Oh, cool. Again, we end our flight tonight here at Martha's Vineyard. Really nice place. Again, this is the main part of the airport here, but then they have a bike trail that goes all the way down to Edgartown, which is a main town here. I believe it's out there. And that's where I went. Jaws Bridge, where they filmed part of Jaws, is over here.
Well, that was a nice little
And,
flight, Mr. Eric.
Yeah, well, if and when we do it again with Tim and stuff, I'm going to fly day only so we can get a comparison. But yeah, that was a cool flight. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, you're going to fly what only?
Fly daytime, because I'm at nighttime right now.
Oh, are you? I wasn't watching. Yeah, I'm in daytime.
So, all right. How do I get back in the plane? Let's go. All right, there you go.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. I'm going to get going.
Yep, and hopefully I'll have an event for November. I'm kind of coming up with something for Thanksgiving in Plymouth, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sounds good. See you
All
later.
right, sir. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, and with that, we'll just end it here because I got to get some dinner. I made a little boo-boo, and I missed dinner. So, but anyways, we appreciate everyone that follows these streams and everything like that. I will have a new real-world flight video coming out pretty soon. It's processing on YouTube right now as we speak. I set the release time for 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I might push it back to 11 if I have to because it's still processing the HD version of it. And so be on the lookout for that. Please follow on Twitch so that I can get more subscribers. We're almost at 50. We're almost at affiliate level so that we can have more emojis and everything. Thanks for coming out tonight. Really appreciate it. And if you don't mind, also go on to the Erk Flight YouTube channel. Check out the videos there. Maybe subscribe. Push a couple likes on the videos. It helps out everywhere. And yeah, appreciate you tuning in. So thanks a lot. Have a great night.